What's up, guys? Welcome back to Week 17 of my Madden franchise season. And we are currently playing the Ravens on Week 17. If I win this game, I win the AFC North. I'll have the season sweep on the Ravens. And I have a pretty good track record in the AFC North. I have not currently lost a game this season in the AFC North. I have not lost to one of the AFC North opponents, which is pretty good. But this one matters the most, the Ravens. So if I beat them, I win the AFC North. And if I lose to them, I'm pretty sure I lose the AFC North. So overall, I think that'll probably put me in a higher seed in the playoffs. I'll definitely be above the Ravens. Sadly, Madden 20 doesn't have the playoff picture outlook. But overall, this should be a pretty entertaining game. Hopefully, I can just keep the ball from the Ravens and just run the ball a lot, run a lot of clock, and just play it safe. That's my goal. So let's get into it, guys.
Give me some Ingram. It's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Mark Ingram, fresh off a big performance a weekend ago, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they're hot as can be, winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway.
We got this.
The Steelers make their way out. The Killer Bees are no more. Only one remains, and that's their quarterback, number 7, Ben Roethlisberger.
Back, like 20. Right now, let's go. Guys, game situation. Let's go. Back and run.
First carry for James Conner, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week, receiving yards, a boatload of them, up over 200 yards.
And we know that a lot of our viewers are fantasy players as well, so you just had to know they were loving the yardage he was accumulating, but no touchdowns. They're leaving points on the table there. Come on, man, get in the end zone.
Man, you're rough on him, though. Yeah, the guy had a 200-yard game.
Yeah, that's great for him. What about the fantasy players? They need those touchdowns.
The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. Now the starters on the defensive side of the ball for the Ravens. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. From the 40 now on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From midfield now, here's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. From the gun on third down, Jackson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the third time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses. And excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And the division title out of reach, we know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
So it's just a matter of adjusting now, isn't it? And what I mean by that is mentally. Every team starts the season thinking, let's go for the number 1 seed, right? Being the top team. Number 2 is pretty because you get the opening bye and you're at home after that. But it doesn't matter at this point. Just getting in and you just sit down and talk to your team. Would you rather go on the road and deal with someone, or would you rather stay at home for the playoffs? Let's go on the road and go take someone out.
Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. On first and 10 is counter. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
Here we go.
And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 25 yards that time.
Lock 80!
On first down, it's Samuels. Tackle made there by Chris Wormley.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Wide 80. Hey, tight down. There you go.
On second down, Samuels. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Trying to get the first with Samuels. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run with Samuels, and this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Matt Judon gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Roethlisberger will throw. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Vance McDonald. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. 13 games going on here in this final Sunday of 2019, the final Sunday of the regular season. 3 more games still to come following us. Raiders, Broncos, Cards, Rams, and Niners, Seahawks. And then we'll know the 12 teams who will continue on into the playoffs starting next Saturday here on EA Sports. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Single receiver. Hey, single receiver.
From the 44, Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore in the middle of last year. Led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So we got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing is Jackson. He'll run it. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And you can see they're in 2nd place in the division, but they have clinched postseason football. They have the best record among the wild card contenders, but... And it's a fumble! And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment?
Let's go. All right, now. Let's go.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Roethlisberger got to get his guys to the line as quick as he can. To try again after the sack. Roethlisberger looking middle, and that's complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Boswell's kick is good. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll kick things off with the twice-yearly battle for Ohio. This one has Cleveland making the trip south to Cincinnati. And it's the Browns with the good lead at halftime. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Sam Darnold has a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. On 2nd and 7, Jackson rolling to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do in the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Samuels, and he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here's Samuels again. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run with Samuels. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Snell. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 31-yard line. Think about some of the memorable performances that Ben Roethlisberger has had over the years, and one of them came against the Ravens. He threw 6 touchdowns back in 2014 in a win against Baltimore. And actually, now that I think about it, that was on the heels of a 6-touchdown performance in a win over Indianapolis the week prior. So October 2014 was kind to Big Ben. Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Flush to his right. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
We've been at enough practices, and how many times have we stood on the sidelines and a unit goes out to kick a field goal and hear a special teams coach say, make sure you protect. First thing, protect. And here they give up and block.
Yeah, especially in a tight game like this, tied 2nd half. This is when execution is so key.
They go over everything in the huddle. The last thing you're going to hear everywhere, make sure you protect. That didn't get done.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Ingram looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle. Ingram again. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now it's Roethlisberger. Able to hit his tight end, Grimble. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, 2-yard gain's just not going to cut it in this situation. You've got to move the ball downfield in order to have a chance.
Defense will give him that the rest of the way. Now Roethlisberger getting this one into the hands of Smith-Schuster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. To throw here, Roethlisberger.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Roethlisberger to throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Washington's got it. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago.
180.
Here's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Steelers, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. But more importantly, they'll get a week to rest as they've earned a first-round bye in this year's playoffs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Well, dang, guys. What a win. Honestly, I got scared there, but I got that interception. And honestly, at the end there, yeah, I got that interception. That's what saved the game. I wanted to run clock out and either score a touchdown or a field goal. And I just would settle for a field goal because, I knew I could run down all the clock and then just get in the best range I could. Just kick it. And it was an easy win. Well, at the end, it was an easy field goal, but it was a tough win because when they had the ball on offense, they were chugging along. I think I had one stopper. They punted it. But other than that, they were chugging along on offense. Very low scoring game, 13-10, extremely low scoring. There was only one touchdown scored by me and one touchdown scored by the Ravens. So there you go, guys. I should be at the top of the AFC North after that game, guys. So I would assume I'd be at the top, right? We're both 11-5. So I'd assume next week, it's going to switch the Steelers to number 1 in the AFC North. Stay tuned for that, guys. It's crazy just to think that, I always say, I started off the season, I was absolutely terrible, losing. Now I'm 11-5. I'm 11-5, the Ravens are 11-5, and I'm pretty sure I just won the AFC North. So, one new injury. Let's view the report. Ooh, Ryan Shazier, broken tailbone. Out 5 weeks, James Conner, and same with Ryan Shazier. 9 weeks, but Conner's out 5. Oh, that's terrible. That's not good. Jalen Samuels actually did okay when he took in for James Conner. Let's scout some college players. Just an overall incredible game. Super low scoring. I'm amazed I pulled through with that one. And Ben had an amazing game. I only had 3-4 incomplete passes altogether. So, crazy game. But hands down, guys, that game mattered a lot. I pretty much win that, and you are set for the AFC North win. I'm just amazed. So now we're going into the playoffs. So I made the playoffs. That's what I needed. That's what I needed, is to make the playoffs. Now, there's actually a shot at the Super Bowl. But I need to be perfect in the playoffs and win every single game, obviously, because that's how the playoffs work. And so it's one little mistake, which scares me because I've had 5 mistakes, as you guys can see on my record. But it's 11 wins, that's a pretty good team. 11 wins, they're definitely a really good team. So I say let's advance the week, guys. I'm just amazed. And if you've been here since week 1 in the series, thank you for watching. It's crazy. And my season's not over because I still have off season. I know I've thrown up the idea of possibly building a new stadium, but that's weeks from now in the series. That'll be posted probably a month or 2 from now. So, dang, we're gonna advance to the wild card. So I made the playoffs. Obviously, 11 wins. Yeah, you made the playoffs. So the AFC North finished pretty much split. There were 2 bad teams and 2 good teams. The Browns were they are okay. The Bengals had an absolutely terrible season. Ooh, we're going to be facing the Kansas City Chiefs. I finished 4th in the NFL. 4th. Let's see in the AFC. Really? I finished 4th in the I finished 3rd in the AFC. Dang. That's just incredible to think about. Wow. So we'll go through all this, guys, next week. Next week, that'll all get handled. Looks like I can't re-sign any contracts. Just realized probably should have tried, but you know what? I had no cap space, so it just sucks. I'm going to have to let those people go, but We won the AFC North, made the playoffs. That's what we needed to do. Now look what we're doing. So I'm pretty sure winning the playoffs, that probably gave me a better seed in the playoffs. Like I said, I can't see the playoff picture, so I don't know what seed I am. I should be like seed 3. I'm pretty sure I should be. So I'm pretty sure beating the Ravens there really helped my seed. So now I'm playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're only 9-7, so they barely scraped by. And it's just crazy to think that now I'm 11-5. So next week we'll pick up with the wild card, which is crazy because if I win this, I go to the division. Then if I win that, it's the AFC Championship. Then if I win that, then it's the Super Bowl. But so I need to win 3 rounds of the playoffs, which I'm on an 8-game win streak, so I'm kind of scared I'm going to start running out of luck here soon. Stay tuned. I was going to say a week, but it's playoff now, so technically it's week 18, so stay tuned, guys, for next week. Hope you all enjoyed. It's going to really start counting now, so everything I do really does count. As if it didn't already, now things really get intense. So I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.